2023's shocking U.S. attacks revealed. Case 1. Allen, Texas outlet mall shooting. On May 6, 2023, at approximately 3:36 p.m., a tragic incident unfolded at the Allen Premium Outlets in Allen, Texas. A man clad in black tactical gear, later identified as 33-year-old Mauricio Martinez Garcia, unleashed a horrifying wave of attacks on a mall in Texas. Armed with a rifle, Garcia opened fire on innocent bystanders, resulting in the loss of 8 lives and injuring 7 others, including 3 individuals in critical condition. The victims ranged in age from as young as 3 to 61 years old, encompassing a wide range of lives forever impacted by this senseless act. Garcia, identified as a self-radicalized far-right extremist, showed no discernible motive for his merciless killing spree. Witnesses recounted the assailant firing indiscriminately at people, leaving behind a trail of devastation and trauma. The tragedy took place within a harrowing span of 3 to 4 minutes, during which Garcia fired numerous shots, striking 15 individuals. Amidst this horrific ordeal, a heroic figure emerges.
145, I think we got shots fired at the outlet mall. I got people running.
The officer grabs his weapon out of his patrol vehicle and immediately starts running toward the gunfire.
Get out of here!
A brave Allen police officer, coincidentally present in the vicinity while responding to an unrelated call, heard the eruption of gunfire and swiftly sprang into action. Determined to protect innocent lives, the officer, who wishes to remain anonymous, fearlessly confronted Garcia. Just 2 minutes after the initial shots rang out, the officer located the assailant, took a strategic position and fired, ultimately neutralizing Garcia and restoring safety to the mall. The discovery of Garcia's weaponry further deepens the chilling nature of this event. In addition to the firearms found on his person, law enforcement uncovered an additional 5 guns inside his car, all of which he had legally obtained. Garcia's past paints a disturbing picture, with troubling details that should have raised red flags. Despite having no criminal record, he had worked as a security guard, undergoing firearms training.
Loud banging, like a couple of them, and we thought something fell down outside of the store. So I went to go check it out, and it just kept happening. Saw him bouncing off the bricks outside.
We'll think twice, I guess, and it makes you a little bit more afraid to go out in the community. I mean, this is a very safe community, or I thought it was.
Notably, Garcia's brief tenure in the U.S. Army in 2008 ended prematurely due to mental health concerns. However, these concerns were not reflected in background checks when he purchased his arsenal of 8 guns. Equally disturbing is the online footprint left by Garcia. In the days leading up to the massacre, he posted neo-Nazi content, expressed hatred toward Jews, racial minorities, and women, and proudly displayed his Nazi tattoos and anti-Muslim slogans. Perhaps most chilling of all were photos shared by Garcia 3 weeks prior to the incident, including an image depicting peak visitation times at the outlet mall. This heinous act of violence sparked widespread outrage, prompting calls for action to address gun control. Notably, President Joe Biden urged Congress to pass an assault weapons ban and implement universal background checks, while public figures such as Elon Musk also expressed their reactions to the tragic event. The repercussions of this mass shooting reverberated throughout the nation, serving as a stark reminder of the urgent need for measures to prevent such tragedies in the future. Case 2. Dadeville shooting. A birthday celebration turned into a horrifying tragedy on April 15, 2023, at approximately 10:34 p.m. in Dadeville, Alabama. The event, a 16th birthday party held in a dance studio, descended into chaos when a shooting massacre unfolded. The heartbreaking incident claimed the lives of 4 young individuals, while 32 others sustained injuries.
Gunfire erupted late Saturday evening during a birthday party in Dadeville, Alabama, a small rural town about 60 miles northeast of Montgomery. Authorities have asked the public to contact them with any information that might help in the investigation.
Prior to the shooting, rumors had circulated about the presence of a gun at the party. Upon hearing these whispers, the mother of the birthday celebrant took action. She switched on the lights and demanded that anyone in possession of a firearm immediately leave the premises. When there was no sign of anyone leaving, she turned the lights back on. Tragically, a mere 5 minutes after the mother's attempt to address the situation, gunshots rang out, resulting in the unlawful deaths of 4 people and causing injuries to 32 others, with 25 of those injuries caused by gunfire. Heartbreakingly, the victims of this senseless act of violence were young individuals aged between 17 and 23, and among them was the brother of the birthday celebrant. Investigations revealed that the shooting was a result of an altercation that escalated to a devastating extent. 3 days after the mass shooting, 2 teenage brothers, 17-year-old Tyrese McCullough and 16-year-old Travis McCullough, were identified and arrested. They were charged as adults with 4 counts of reckless murder for their involvement. Another suspect, 20-year-old Wilson Lamar Hill, was also identified and is facing the same charges as the McCullough brothers. As the investigation unfolded, 2 additional suspects were apprehended on April 19, 4 days after the tragic event. 20-year-old Johnny Lettram Brown of Tuskegee was arrested on April 19, and the following day, the 5th suspect, 19-year-old Willie George Brown Jr., was also taken into custody. Additionally, a 15-year-old minor was arrested as the 6th suspect. All 3 suspects faced charges consistent with the others. The McCullough brothers, the Brown cousins, and Hill were indicted in May 2022. They were charged with 4 counts of reckless murder for each victim who suffered serious gunshot injuries, 24 first-degree assault charges, and 1 third-degree assault charge. This devastating event has left a community in mourning and serves as a tragic reminder of the need for measures to address senseless violence and its heartbreaking consequences. Case 3, Monterey Park shooting. Tragedy struck on January 21, 2023 at approximately 10:22 p.m. when a horrifying act of violence unfolded in Monterey Park, California. It was a day meant for celebration, as thousands gathered at the Lunar New Year festival. However, this joyous occasion was shattered by the merciless actions of a mass shooter, forever etching this day in the annals of sorrow. The assailant, identified as Hugh Contran, mercilessly entered the bustling Star Ballroom dance studio, where a vibrant New Year countdown party was in full swing. Armed with a semi-automatic pistol and a high-capacity magazine, Tran unleashed a torrent of 42 rounds upon the unsuspecting crowd. Witnesses recall the sheer terror as Tran methodically targeted anyone within his path, showing no mercy and even firing at some victims multiple times. A mere 3 minutes after the first frantic calls to emergency services, Monterey Park police rushed to the scene. The horrific aftermath revealed the devastating toll of Tran's rampage. 10 lives were tragically lost, with another 10 individuals critically injured and rushed to nearby hospitals. The victims, 5 men and 5 women, ranged in ages from 57 to 76, all died at the scene. Some of those who managed to survive were in a critical condition. In a horrifying twist, Tran's killing spree was far from over. Fleeing the initial carnage, he embarked on a deadly journey toward the Lai Lai Ballroom in Alhambra, approximately 3 miles away. Just 17 minutes after the first wave of bloodshed, Tran arrived at the new location, poised to unleash further devastation. However, fate intervened in the form of a courageous young man named Brandon Tsay. As Tran entered the lobby of the Lai Lai Ballroom, Brandon, whose family owned the establishment, fearlessly confronted the assailant. In an extraordinary act of bravery, he wrestled the gun away from Tran and chased him out of the building. Brandon's swift actions and unwavering courage saved countless lives, transforming him into an instant hero among those who bore witness to his selfless bravery.
Tonight, these new surveillance images show the fateful encounter at that second dance hall about 20 minutes after the first attack. The young man, that Good Samaritan, Brandon Tsay, telling us something came over him, that somehow he was able to wrestle the man's weapons away, but not without that struggle.
Tran managed to escape in a white cargo van, leaving authorities to piece together the chilling puzzle of his rampage. With the gun now in the hands of the heroic Brandon, investigators swiftly identified Tran as the perpetrator. A massive manhunt ensued, leaving communities on edge as they waited for justice to be served. The following morning, at approximately 10:20 a.m., a glimmer of hope flickered for law enforcement. Some 22 miles from the scene of the second shooting, police pulled over a white cargo van matching the description of Tran's getaway vehicle. However, the situation quickly escalated when a single gunshot echoed from within the van. Prudently opting for caution, the officers withdrew and called for backup.
Situation out of Torrance is possibly related to that shooting and possibly the suspect here at the scene. We're seeing a white cargo truck and a heavy police presence in this area.
With the tactical unit now on the scene, armed with armored vehicles and a drone, they cautiously approached the van. Inside, they discovered Tran lifeless, having taken his own life with a single gunshot to the head.
Guns are drawn as they are moving in on this vehicle. You got to assume they believe this individual is incapacitated. The fact that they are going inside first. He's reaching over, the lead officer, to the driver's side.
At 72 years old, Tran would be forever remembered as the second oldest mass killer in U.S. history, second only to Carrie Hal Dias, who committed a similar act of horror in June 2011 at the age of 73. Yet, even as the shocking details of this heinous crime emerged, the motive behind Tran's monstrous act remained shrouded in mystery. There are some theories that Tran may have been targeting his ex-wife by launching an attack on those two dance studios. A glimpse into his past revealed troubling signs, including a divorce in 2006 and volatile behavior reported by his ex-wife. Tran had once attended both the Star Ballroom and Lay Lai Ballroom, even volunteering as a dance instructor. However, conflicts with other attendees led to his eventual absence from these venues. Notably, there was no indication that Tran targeted specific individuals during his rampage. Tragically, the signs of Tran's troubled state were not completely unknown to authorities. On the 7th and 9th of January, he visited the police station, alleging that his family was poisoning him and conspiring to rob him of his money. However, when asked to provide evidence, he failed to follow through. A search of Tran's residence unveiled hundreds of rounds of ammunition, silencers, which he was manufacturing himself, and a rifle, painting a chilling picture of a disturbed mind. This devastating event stands as the deadliest massacre in Los Angeles County since 2008 and a grim reminder of the fifth mass killing to occur in the United States since the beginning of 2023. It forever etches in our hearts the tragic loss of innocent lives, the heroism of those who stepped forward, and the wounds that will forever haunt the survivors and the community they call home. If you enjoyed this video, then please show your support for this channel by liking, subscribing, or leaving a comment with your thoughts on this video.